fans, welcome to the Radiant Eclipse MLP Talk Show. This is episode 14, recorded on Friday, July 20th, 2012. My name is Vanacus, and I'll be your guide to this wonderful world of rainbow-colored equins. Please put your hooves together for this week's cast.
Hello, I'm Sir Discord, and I am a member of cloudstale.org.
Hello, I am the Toon Critic, keeping you totally tuned for your viewing entertainment. I do animated TV show, movie, and game reviews as Toon Critic Y2K on YouTube, and yeah, I'm back. Hi.
This week's guest is an EFR contributor who brings you all the magic of reading, Chaotic Harmony. Welcome to the show.
Hello, I'm Chaotic Harmony. I am an author as well as the creator and co-lead of Reading Rainbow. My favorite character is Discord, just because he's that playful little spirit that always enjoys that smidge of chaos, except his is much more than a smidge. My favorite episode would have to be Ticketmaster, because I love seeing all the other ponies trying to suck up to Twilight. I found that hilarious. What I enjoy most about the fandom is the music. I always find it amazing how people can do such strange things with their voices and make it sound beautiful.
Hello, I am Sir Discord. I am a frequent user of the site cloudstale.org. I'm a constant watcher of the community and what they do. My favorite character is Luna, because, well, I don't really have a good reason. She's so, I don't know, I can relate to her loneliness. That's probably why she's my favorite character. I would say my favorite episode is The Return of Harmony, because I love the chaos Discord is spreading all around Equestria. And what do I enjoy most about the fandom? The creativity, because I've seen some amazing things I never thought I could see people do just because of a show with colorful ponies.
I am Zach, the Toon Critic. I am a proud Chicago Brony. Favorite character for me is a tie between Rainbow Dash and Luna. Rainbow Dash being my favorite main pony because I see a lot of myself in her. I guess the old high school part of me is still kind of represented in her with the cockiness and the attitude. And I've always found the element of loyalty to be significant to me because it goes with my friends. They've never abandoned me and I've never abandoned them, so Rainbow Dash hits home with me. As for Luna, I can see the loneliness of her character, and I can see why so many people like her as one of the side characters. She deserves a lot more recognition, I think, but fanfics and all the fandom have managed to create a very unique character based on what's been given. It's a template, and people on YouTube and fanfiction.net and all these other places run with that character. Favorite episode, I had The Canterlot Wedding and Luna Eclipse, but if I had to choose one, I'd more than likely go with Luna Eclipse. It was the atmosphere the episode created, and it taught 3 very basic lessons. Don't judge a book by its cover, everybody deserves a second chance, and never be afraid of those who are different than you. Those 3 morals combined into one awesome little Halloween special, that makes it my favorite. And what do I enjoy most about the fandom? I agree with Discord on this. It's the creativity. This goes for pretty much everything. But really, I guess the big thing that I enjoy most is the fan fictions. I love reading pretty much all of them, depending on whether they're bad or good. I can't really decide which one I'd want more, but it's the writing overall. And that makes it my favorite part of the fandom.
Hey everyone, this is Vanacus, host of Radiant Eclipse and former host of Equestrian Tides. My favorite character is Pinkie Pie because she's very energetic and outgoing and a true optimist. I can relate to her because I love making friends and I love socializing, if this talk show is any indication. So yeah, Pink Pony is best pony. That's why she's my favorite. What's my favorite episode? I'm going to have to stick with Hurricane Fluttershy because it was an amazing character development episode for Fluttershy. The animation in that episode really pushed the bar, and there were some really cool 3D elements throughout, and just the overall writing was done really well, and, you know, really strong lesson to boot. So, you know, it was just nothing wrong with that episode, and it really hit home. What do I enjoy most about the fandom? It would have to be the Bronies and their devotion to the series. And I love all the media they produce, whether it be artwork or music or videos or stories. You know, I just like meeting new bronies and hearing their stories, and, you know, why do we share this common interest? That's friendship is magic. And that's what I enjoy most. So now that everyone's been introduced, it's time to start the show. So every week we set aside some time to learn about our guests and how they became the awesome bronies we know. So Chaotic, how did you become a brony?
I don't have a very interesting story per se. I just found references on the internet all over the place, and I'm like, okay, what is this show? Okay, I'm watching it. And I've always been an accepting person of things, so I watched it, and for the first 10 seconds of the video, I'm like, I'm watching this show.
What program do you produce for EverFree Radio, and why do you enjoy doing it?
The show that I do is called Reading Rainbow, and I enjoy doing it because of the talent we work with, and the fact that I like reading stuff myself. This last school year, I did a prose thing where I read a story, and I'm like, wow, I like this. And so I figured, hey, why not do it with pony fan fiction? And then Final Draft hooked us up with Rob Bob, who hooked us up with all our VAs at Reading Rainbow, which is really cool. And so we have so much talent here. It's amazing. We have a couple of musicians. It's so much, and it's so cool.
All right, so what's the best fanfic you've reviewed and or read so far?
Well, I don't really review fanfictions, but I do read them. I'd have to say the best fanfiction I've read so far, it's a toss-up between Pony Psychology by Saddle Soap Opera and The Things We Leave Behind by the Swimmin' Brony. The Things We Leave Behind is a sad fiction, and it is the second sad fiction I actually read in the fan. My Little Dashie made me tear up. This story made me spend the entire next day all depressed. And I'm a normally very happy person, which is kind of odd because I write sad fiction, but regardless, I'm normally a very happy person, and this made me really sad. It just hit me hard. But it's a story about Twilight's, something tragic happened to Twilight, and she goes back to Equestria after years passed to see how all her friends are doing. And for Pony Psychology, it's written by a psychologist, and it has this whole immense story between season 1 and season 2. It's insane. And then he's doing a sequel of it called Secrets and Lies, and it is after season 2. And they're both really good, but I don't know how to synopsis it without spoiling it. It's just one of those things you can't really summarize.
You have been reading fics, and I'm assuming that you read fics you enjoy, but were there any fics that were read that you really didn't like? You know, what was your least favorite?
That's a tough one. See, I normally stay away from genre. I'm not one of those people who goes and reads something that he doesn't already like. I'm not gonna go read that one Forsaken fiction and dislike it because I've heard bad stories. It's like, I'm not one of those guys that's like, oh, a human in Equestria, I don't like that, I'm gonna read this and hate it. No, I don't do that. I don't really have a least favorite. I mean, I've read so many right now.
So you intentionally don't read outside of your specific genres?
Well, I stay away from things that I don't like. Human and Equestria, I'm not a big fan of those, so I'm not gonna really read them and then not like them and dislike them and say, oh, this story sucks. I'm not going to do that.
Because it would be a biased point of view, and you wouldn't feel like you would be giving it a fair run anyway.
Like, I don't do gore. I don't like gore fics. So I'm not going to go and read the Forsaken fiction and then say, this is a terrible story. No, I don't do that.
Who has the best voice when reading out of your group?
Well, he's shown us it, but we haven't actually used it in a fiction. Rev897, the guy who played Discord from Epic Wub Time, his Discord is amazing. And I've heard that in the voice call, and I'm like, so awesome.
Alright, so will you continue the series even after the show's canon material ends? There will always be writers.
I would plan to continue it. However, the question is, would our VAs be able to continue it? I would still do stuff like this, but I don't know about our VAs, and that's what makes our show really different from the rest of them. If our VAs didn't do it, it wouldn't be Reading Rainbow anymore. I don't know. I'd still do it. Let's hope the show never ends, though.
A lot of the other shows Faust has worked on have at least reached 6 seasons, so if we reach the season 6 mark, I'll be happy.
Same here.
Alright, so with that being said, what's the funniest moment Reading Rainbow had on set, or while you guys were recording, or setting up?
Well, we don't really do stuff together. I mean, it's all kind of a separate thing. We all do it all separately. It might not be much for team spirit, but that's the easiest way it would work for us, because having 20 people in a voice call to read a fiction would not work out very well.
Though it would be very entertaining.
The funniest moment would be Repairman Man's narrations, because they saved all of the bloopers, and they've sent them through Skype, and I've listened to some of them, and they're hilarious, and I'm trying not to fall out of my chair remembering them.
Alright, so everyone here is familiar with the tale of Nightmare Moon, how Celestia's sister was envious of her adoration, and her jealousy transformed her into a wicked mare of darkness. But what if Ponyville was a bit more nocturnal? In other words, what if Celestia was banished to the sun instead of her sister, Luna? What if she despised the night and never allowed it to happen again? Would she be stopped by the elements? And how would this have affected the story progression of the entire series?
Well, first off, there would be probably Celestia eclipsed instead of Luna eclipsed.
I say it'd be pretty hot.
Why did I know you were going to say that?
I don't know, I think that would kind of burn up the whole show there.
Let's say Twilight was, Princess Luna's assistant. We'd be assuming that she'd be writing her letters to Luna. What would happen when Celestia transforms? Would there be the Shadow Bolts, or would they be like the Corona Fleet? Imagine the season 1 episodes 1 and 2. How would those change? Specifically, since those were the Nightmare Moon episodes. And of course, most importantly, the season 2 episode of Luna Eclipsed.
I'm actually not sure.
I think this is a kind of question that fanfic writers tend to think about, like a whole role reversal of the entire series, Celestia and Luna getting switched. She probably would have to be stopped by the elements, because really, this question really narrows it down to Celestia and Luna switching roles. It would still be sort of the same, but I bet Twilight would probably have different feelings. Considering that the only thing that changes is Celestia and Luna, I think all the other episodes would be fine, except Twilight would be doing the whole Dear Princess, and Celestia probably would barely even show up. But at least Luna would get more screen time, so in that case, for some Luna fans, that'd be good.
Since Luna is guarding the night during the Changeling episodes, would she still be cut out? Would Celestia be defending all of Canterlot against the Changeling?
Well, actually, this kind of affects the episodes more than you would think. I mean, the reason why Luna is so well at, protecting the night is because most likely she sleeps during the day. So for all these episodes where Twilight and friends go see Celestia during the day, well, they couldn't have seen Luna because she's asleep. So would this be reversed? I mean, would the episodes that they would need her would take place at night instead of day? Or would they be still seeing Celestia? I wonder if the episode structure would have changed because, Celestia is obviously the easier character to include because she's awake during the day.
I think maybe what would really have changed is that a lot of episodes that took place during the day, since Celestia is probably not around, it would take place during the night. Pretty much all the episodes would probably take place during the night. And I bet everybody would turn into a more nocturnal society.
That's a really good point. I mean, that's kind of implied by the fact that the reason why Celestia would have gotten jealous over Luna is because everyone was appreciating the night more than the day. So that would already imply that Ponyville was more nocturnal, and that, who knows, maybe in this alt world, all those episodes that would have been taking place during the day are in fact taking place at night, and vice versa.
Personally, I love it when ideas like these are presented, because then writers can look at these ideas and recreate certain episodes. Because let's face it, everybody's recreated a lot of episodes with their own style. Like some put OCs, some changed the events. There's a lot of what if stuff. This is one of those many ideas. This is sort of a big what if kind of question, and obviously it's a great question. It was very well presented, Vanacus. Thank you.
Thank you. Actually, you're inspiring me. I may just go ahead and write something like this, so we'll see.
If you were to do it, I probably would read it. I think Chaotic and Discord, I'm sure you two would probably read it as well.
You guys heard it from here first. If there's going to be a Luna adaptation of the season 1 and 2 episodes, this is where that idea was formed.
I think it needs more Luna. Everything needs more Luna.
I would like to say that I think having it Luna-centered MLP would add a very dark cast to the show.
It would probably make things a little bit, I agree with Chaotic here, it would be a little darker, but it wouldn't be all cutesy-wootsy and friendly, because in the daytime everything is all bright and colorful. At night it's more moody. We'd probably be having more ghost-like episodes or more night-centered episodes.
I would also agree on that. I think there would be a different contrast to the show, actually, if it was Luna-centered instead of Celestia.
And it would probably be the winter solstice celebration, as opposed to the summer sun.
Mm-hmm. Except they'd have a cooler name for it than just solstice.
For my topic, I have chosen to talk about social pony sites. There are a lot of different sites within the fandom that people use to communicate with each other. So my question is, what sites can you use to get in touch with the community?
I guess I'll start first with this one. I do believe we've had this question on a past episode, but it's okay. We'll repeat it because we do have some new speakers, and I'm sure we have some new viewers in the audience. So I suppose we'll cover it again. The time I spend most on is Tumblr. And as you guys may have known, Vanacus.com, my personal website, is also a Tumblr page. I do run a Ask Blog comic series called Ask Jasper, and she has some really funny plays with Discord in the comic series, so I've been having fun working on that. In the meantime, there are a lot of other Ask blogs that I follow and pay attention to. Some of my favorite being Apples in the Grass, Hot-Blooded Pinkie Pie, Ask the Ace, Ask Pegasus Lola, Dr. Colgate, My Little Chubbies. There's so many of them, and so many great artists and writers in the series who produce content on Tumblr, so I really enjoy that aspect of the community. After that, I would probably say YouTube, just because a lot of musicians like to share their music over YouTube. A lot of the people who do fan animations like to upload them as videos on YouTube. Just about anyone who does a YTPMV or a PMV, or there's just so much that's done. A lot of podcasts and episode review series, and all the way down to the episodes themselves. YouTube really will have the most video media relating to the fandom, which is a great place to go if you know who to subscribe to. Outside of YouTube, the other two sites that I frequent would be EverFree Radio's site and the IRC chat, and when I'm not there, I am on Cloudsdale because I really like the community there.
Took the words out of my mouth, Vanacus. I was about to say EverFree Radio. Another good place for My Little Pony Friendship is Magic fanfiction would be www.fimfiction.net. It's like fan fiction, but with an I. And it has a lot, because they pretty much accept everything on that site.
That quality threshold, yeah, it doesn't exist there.
EverFree Radio is always a good place, just because it has that combined viewer, the chat. I would have never really gotten into the community without the chats. If I didn't have the chats, I wouldn't be writing, I wouldn't do anything, because I wouldn't have any support from my original people who watched me. Like, there's just one person called NLR Twilight Sparkle in the IRC. She was my first person who actually read my stuff, and she encouraged me a lot. But stuff like that, with the chats and stuff, it helps. So try and find an IRC, Canternet, stuff like that.
For me, mostly I just center around YouTube. I have yet to actually, get into like the IRC chats. I intend to at least one day, but projects and stuff and outside life kind of takes away from that. But YouTube, I'd say, is the best place for me, at least. There's all the fan animations, voice work, dramatic readings, all that other stuff. I find that to be a great central hub.
I would say cloudsdale.org. Well, it's cloud-based, so you have many different clouds you can be on, and the clouds can be about anything. You can make your own clouds if you want to start a new cloud about a topic you want to talk about. And yeah, the community it's just great. I have been there since February this year, and I think I've logged on there every day since I joined.
EQD is also a very good place. They have very high quality standards. I know for myself, all of my work gets taken out by their pre-readers, but regardless, it's a very good place to get high quality fan fictions and new animations and artwork every day, all kinds of Brony news. Equestria Daily is also a very good place.
Another good place to get in touch with the community, at least close to you, is actually Facebook. Look on Facebook if you can find any Brony pages for the city where you live. Yeah, that's probably what I would do. I'm in the Swedish Brony group, and I've made at least some friends through that group. So I would actually say look on Facebook if you can find any Bronies near you.
Facebook, Twilight Sparkle's favorite book.
This is a site that I go to, Ponybot. That's one other site that I go to, and also My Little Face When. I think that's the site.
Also, you just reminded me, another good site if you want to get fan art, check out derpyburu.org. It's a Buru-based image board that kind of took over Pony Buru's place, if you guys were there when the site was taken down. Their library is massive, and you can easily find so many great pieces of art. I recommend checking it out at least once and seeing if you enjoy it, because I definitely do.
Another good place to go would be DeviantArt. DeviantArt also has fan fictions and art as well, because people can write the fan fictions on the note thingies, whatever they have there. I don't use it myself, but other people do. Everyone links the artists who did their respective works if they collab on it. So you can just find the artists and find all their cool stuff that they did. You don't have to, search each image separately with different tags. If you like a particular artist's style, you can go to his page and check out all his stuff instead of just one image at a time.
For my topic, I decided to go with something that's a little more, how exactly do I put this, out there. This is kind of a topic that kind of made me do a head tilt like a puppy would. So there's a group of bronies that are running a fund to purchase an island in Indonesia, and they're going to turn said island into a brony hub, making it for special events and live performances, as well as having show-accurate monuments like the Summer Sun Celebration statue. Now, that may seem a little bit excessive, but personally, it could be interesting. My question is this. What are your thoughts on this project becoming a reality, and should it become a reality? And I guess I'll start off by saying, if this actually were to become a reality, it may not last for very long. But hey, this is the Brony community we're talking about. The Brony community that got, BronyCon renewed for like a second time, which already I still find quite impressive. If it were to become a reality, I'm pretty sure Indonesia wouldn't be the best place to put it. I'm surprised that they didn't actually go for somewhere in America, but I think America probably would say, yeah, we're probably not going to go along with this. However, should it become a reality? I think it should, because really it'll be another huge step for Bronies to get like their own Brony land practically. And I can't think of any other cult following or fan base that could actually get this far in terms of buying their own island and making it a hub.
All right, I'm actually going to agree with you. Now, I know this may sound absurd, having a fandom purchase an entire island. I suppose the island doesn't have to be big. There's actually hundreds of islands that are formed every day, and some of them can be the size of small buildings. So having an island, maybe 20 acres of land even, I still think that'd be pretty cool, even if that's all it was for, is for these really cool conventions and meetups. Now, with that being said, with it being Indonesia, it may not exactly be accessible to the public. It would depend on air flight, and especially if, let's say, a majority of the attendees are from America, then what would air flight look like to get there, and would it be a good investment? Would not as many people get to show up to it? What about passports, etc., etc.?
I feel kind of bad for saying this, but I don't think it'll be much of an investment when the floods and the tsunami start attacking the place.
Yeah, the water comes by. Hey, what are you guys up to? To answer the topic, bad puns aside, the fact that we're a fandom to actually buy an island, I find that pretty cool. However, the location is not the best, for obvious reasons, and diseases would be a big issue, stuff like that. But then again, should it become a reality? Now, I'm going to go away, I'm going to be all hipster, be no. I asked this question actually on Dusty Cat, or something like this to Dusty Cat, before on his show, and he said no, and I'm going to echo him on his reason. There's so many other things that are much more worthwhile than buying an island to hang out on, when there's all kinds of cities that we can reserve meeting areas on. It was like, I think the fund on the website, because I pulled it up one day, it was like $650,000 to get this island. That was their starter fund. And it's like $650,000, that's a lot of money. You can send that money to charity instead. Charities all over the world, all different kinds, instead of buying an island for a fan base that already has places that they could meet. Now, I know I'm echoing Dusty, but I believe his reason is sound, and I agree with it totally. There's other places to put the money than something so selfish as this.
That is a pretty good point. Yes, it would be a very selfish thing to do. It would be awesome and amazing, but, that's a lot of money to spend on something that isn't practical. And, I think there would be much better revenues where the money could be spent in areas that were more accessible for not only people in the States, but people from outside of the U.S. who could easily get there by flight. Something that's probably next to a large metropolitan hub, or something that has easy air travel that's frequented enough to where air flight isn't an issue. Because I think what would be important for what they're discussing is, I would like more if we can get like our own park, kind of like a private property that was regulated for these conventions, but could be decorated to look like maybe there would be a plot of land where they could recreate the the Candlelight shrubbery garden, the labyrinth, stuff like that, where it wouldn't necessarily be ridiculously expensive as buying an island, but would still make a really cool place for meetups and conventions, and that would save on costs, and it would also be more practical for not only people in the States but people internationally.
So it's a dog park for bronies. Everyone, keep your bronies on a leash.
My thoughts on this project, I don't think it actually would go around. Like, I love the idea of buying an island just for bronies, but as Chaotic Harmony quoted, there's much better things we could spend the money on. Like, example, charity. How would Hasbro react to it? Might think it's funny, but I don't think they would actually accept it.
Yeah, another thing on that topic for acceptance, when I pulled up the website, the fund had about $27 in it out of the 600,000, with 30 days remaining.
I think some people probably looked at it like, yeah, here's about $30. Have fun with that. Let's see what you can do with $30.
There was 27 backers, and it were only $37 or so. Not even $30. It's more like, here's $1.
I actually don't even think it should become a reality, because as much as I love the idea, it just doesn't feel right, since we have places to be already. I don't see a reason why we should get an island.
Why go to the excessive extent for something that's not needed? I think everyone here can agree that the idea of having an island is cool, but we also understand that it isn't practical and there's better uses.
Right, we got to think about it realistically.
I would like to say that I don't only think it, I mean, not very practical. I think it would be pretty selfish of the fandom to purchase an island.
Yeah, we should go bigger. We should shoot for the moon. So, for my topic, I decided to do a little something on our beloved Princess of the Night. You know how all the main 6 have pets that they love? Even Celestia has one for herself. So my question is, if our lovely lunar princess had a pet, what would it be? And, on extension, what would Nightmare Moon's pet be?
That's a good question, actually.
No, this is...
I suppose I'll...
Yeah, I was just going to say this is a pretty good question, and it also segues into my own topic. What I did want to bring up earlier is in this alternate world where everyone's nocturnal and Princess Luna plays a more important role in their lives. I don't really think a pet phoenix would be appropriate for Luna. Imagine having this bright, fiery bird in the middle of the night. If everyone's eyes are dilated and adjusted to the dark, you know, Philomena would probably be an eyesore. And not to mention that Phoenix are probably asleep during the night, too. I'm curious as well, you know, what pet would she have instead? I mean, it feels like the straightforward answer would say an owl or a bat, because they're already nocturnal. But I wonder if there's any other animals, maybe even creatures, that would make a good substitute.
Well, I did a little thinking on it myself, and can anyone else see Luna going to Fluttershy and trying to get a pet like Rainbow Dash did?
Oh, that would be hilarious. I love the idea.
I think actually there was a comic I saw a while back where Fluttershy delivered a bat to Luna.
Well, most people would say like a nocturnal animal like Vanacus said, yeah, a bat or an owl. However, you gotta look into their personality as well. Luna is shy and socially awkward, and she's just, I would say, the socially awkward penguin. Well, they have wolves that are made of wood, the timber wolves, so penguin's not that far-fetched. She'd have a rock. A moon rock. There's so many different opportunities. But actually, no, I do have one for Nightmare Moon. I think Nightmare Moon would have a timber wolf. As I said, you know, the dogs covered with bark in the Granny Smith episode, Family Appreciation Day. Those are timber wolves. And I say Nightmare Moon would have one of those. Because she hangs out in the EverFree forest and they're made of forest.
Yeah, I actually like that idea.
I don't know, I kind of like the idea of her having like a wood sprite or some sort of mythical creature. Celestia has a phoenix, and those things are kind of fit the mythology of the series. So I would think that a creature like the Timberwolf would definitely be appropriate. And I do believe wolves are nocturnal as well, that they're active just as often at night as they are at day.
Yep.
I was about to say Sleipnir, the 8-legged horse from Norse mythology. Then I remember it's a horse. I don't think a horse would be very fitting as a pet in Equestria.
I was actually gonna say, okay, unrealistically, get like a changeling or a Pokemon, but realistically, I'd have to agree with Vanacus and Chaotic, and just get a Timberwolf. Timberwolves are awesome.
Especially if it was like something adorable, like a puppy. I mean, that would definitely increase the silliness aspect of it.
It'd be for fan art.
A little on the Norse mythology track, so I would say that I can actually picture Luna having a raven as a pet.
Ooh,
that's
I
a
could
good
actually
one.
see that. You know, a little raven or something.
A raven works for both Luna and Nightmare Moon, because ravens are always pictured as dark animals, and I don't know why, but they're pictured evil for some reason.
Birds of death. They feed off of, you know, rotten corpses and stuff, so that's why they're portrayed as evil.
they're like vultures.
But I really like the idea of Luna or Nightmare Moon having a raven, because I think it would be really fitting.
Yeah, it has a dual personality, because the raven can be, you know, just a normal bird, and then it can be the whole feeding of death thing with Nightmare Moon. I think that does fit, actually. I think that's a very
I agree.
good answer.
Hey everyone, don't forget to go check out our site's other great programs, like Stay Brony My Friends by Dusty Cat, which airs every Monday at 5 p.m. Pacific. Then at 4 p.m. Pacific on Tuesdays, be sure to check out the high-quality fanfiction readings brought to you by one of EFR's newest series, Reading Rainbow. When it's over, also tune in to the Cutie Art Crusaders at 6 p.m. Pacific. The next day, be sure to tune in to Equestria Inquirer at the same time for all your pony broadcasting needs. Joe Stevens and TechRat have been highly praised for their superb news-finding expertise and offer everything you could possibly desire. Be sure to tune in to Sketchy Sounds live songcast every Thursday at 2 p.m. Pacific. He's a great musician, and if there's any music you want to hear him play live, join the chat and send your requests. But wait, there's more. Then, on the same day at 7 p.m. Pacific, tune in to the Brony Breakdown. It's a live stream show hosted by Saberspark and Paleo. If you want a program that's similar to our own and specializes in cool media like artwork, music, and videos, be sure to add this new program to your agenda. You won't regret it. And every pony loves Fridays, and so does your Queen of the Night, Nightmare Moon. Join her as she takes over alongside the Lunar Republic at 4 p.m. Pacific, so viewers like you can directly request your favorite songs from various Brony musicians. And you'll regret missing out on the Saturday Night Songs with Michelle Krieber, the voice of Apple Bloom and singing voice of Sweetie Belle, as she joins the EFR audio stream and premieres her new music while interacting with the audience live in the IRC chat. You can find her program live at 7 p.m. Pacific. And to finish off this week before you hear from us again on Sunday, tune in to A State of Brony at 1 p.m. Pacific on Saturday and listen to the best trance, house, and electronic music in all of Equestria. And if you have any questions or would like to join this program as a co-host or guest, you can contact me on my official website, vanacus.com. That's VANACUS.com. We're always looking for new speakers, and if you have the passion, I look forward to working with you in the future. Thanks for your time. See you online.